Stop right there. If you've been buying ginger at the grocery store thinking it's too hard to grow at home, you've been lied to. And that mistake is costing you fresh ginger and money every single month. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will change everything. Welcome back to Home Garden Fix. I'm so glad you're here today. I've been growing ginger for years, and folks are always shocked when I tell them how easy it really is, especially in containers. No fancy greenhouse needed. No green thumb required. Just a simple method that works, even if you've never grown anything before. And here's the thing nobody talks about. That ginger root you buy at the store, it's actually your starter plant, sitting right there in your shopping bag. But before we get to that little secret, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried growing ginger and had it just sit there doing nothing? Drop a comment below and tell me what happened. I'll bet you made one of the 3 common mistakes we're going to fix today. And if you're new to Home Garden Fix, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because we share simple garden solutions like this every single week, perfect for folks who want results without all the complicated fuss. Now, let me tell you something that might surprise you. We call it ginger root, but here's a little controversy for you. It's not actually a root at all. I know, everyone calls it that. But what we're really eating and growing is called a rhizome. That's just a fancy word for an underground stem. Why does this matter? Well, understanding this one fact is the difference between a tiny harvest and more ginger than you know what to do with. And trust me, once you taste homegrown ginger, you'll want plenty. Stay with me, because in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you the container trick that triples your harvest. But first, let's talk about picking the right ginger to start with. Section 1. Choosing your ginger. Head to your local grocery store, and I want you to look for something specific. You're looking for ginger pieces with little bumps or eyes on them. These look like tiny nubs poking out. Sometimes you'll even see them starting to sprout a little green shoot. Those are your gold mine. Here's the secret most people miss. Size matters. And I'm going to be honest with you, this goes against what a lot of gardening advice tells you. They say cut it into small pieces. But I'm telling you, plant big chunks. The bigger the piece of ginger you plant, the faster and bigger your harvest will be. Why? Because each one of those little eyes turns into a new shoot. More shoots means more leaves up top. More leaves means more energy going back down into the soil. And more energy means that rhizome, that underground stem, just keeps spreading and spreading. I planted a small piece once just to test it, and I planted a big piece right next to it. That big piece gave me 3 times more ginger in the same amount of time. 3 times. So don't be shy. Grab a nice big chunk at the store. Now, before we go any further, I want to hear from you. Have you ever grown ginger? Or is this your first time trying? Comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, if you're finding this helpful, give this video a quick like. It really helps us reach more gardeners like you who want these simple, proven methods. Section 2. The right container. All right, let's talk containers. And this is where people make their second big mistake. They grab a tall, narrow pot, thinking ginger needs to grow deep like a carrot. Wrong. Remember how I said ginger grows as a rhizome? Underground stem? Well, that rhizome doesn't grow down. It grows sideways, spreading out horizontally under the soil. So if you plant it in a deep, narrow pot, you're wasting all that space below, and your ginger runs out of room to spread. Here's what works. Choose a wide, shallow container. Think of it like a big bowl. I like pots that are at least 12 to 16 inches across, but only about 8 to 10 inches deep. That gives your ginger room to run. And drainage? Oh, that's important. Make sure your container has holes in the bottom. Ginger likes moisture, but it doesn't want to sit in a swamp. Nobody does well in a swamp. For soil, use a good quality potting mix. You want something loose and rich. Ginger loves organic matter. If your mix looks heavy and clay-like, mix in some compost or coconut coir to lighten it up. Your ginger will thank you. Section 3. Planting your ginger. Here's where it gets fun. Some folks will tell you to soak your ginger in water first. Let it sprout roots before planting. You can do that if you want, but let me save you a step. I just plant it straight into the soil. It works just fine. Take your big chunk of ginger and look for those eyes, those little bumps. Point them upward. That's where the shoots are going to come from. Now, here's the key. Don't bury it deep. This isn't a potato. Just nestle it into the soil and cover it with about 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of soil. That's it. You should almost still be able to see it. Give it a gentle press to make sure it's in contact with the soil, and now we water. But don't drown it. There are no roots yet, no shoots yet. We're just giving a little drink to wake it up and say, hey, it's time to grow. I usually water until the top 2 inches of soil feel moist. Check it with your finger. Now here's something nobody tells you. Patience. Ginger is not a sprinter. It's a marathon runner. It might take 2 to 3 weeks before you see that first little green shoot poking up. Don't panic. Don't dig it up to check on it. Just trust the process. It's working down there underground, building roots, getting ready. Stick with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to tell you the one thing most people forget to do after planting, and it's the reason their ginger barely produces anything. This one tip alone could double your harvest. Don't go anywhere. Section 4. Placement and care. All right, you've planted your ginger. Now where do you put it? This is where understanding ginger's roots, literally and figuratively, really helps. Ginger comes from Southeast Asia. Think tropical. That means warmth, humidity, and regular rainfall. Start your container indoors if you're planting in early spring and it's still chilly outside. Ginger does not like cold. If your nights are still dipping below 50 degrees, keep it inside near a sunny window. Once the weather warms up and you're past any chance of frost, you can move it outside. Find a spot that gets bright, indirect light. Morning sun is perfect. Afternoon sun in the heat of summer, that could be a bit too much, and you'll see those leaves start to brown on the tips. A little bit of shade in the hottest part of the day is your friend. Now about water. This is big. Ginger likes consistent moisture. Not soggy. Not bone dry. Think of a wrung-out sponge. The soil should feel moist when you stick your finger in. In the heat of summer, you might be watering every day or every other day. In cooler weather, maybe twice a week. Here's my trick. I put a layer of mulch about 1 inch or 2 right on top of the soil in the container. Use with chips, straw, even shredded leaves. This keeps the moisture in, keeps the soil temperature even, and honestly, it just makes your life easier. How are you doing so far? Is this making sense? If you have questions, drop them in the comments. We read every single one, and I love helping troubleshoot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next Simple Garden fix. Section 5. Troubleshooting. Let's talk about the 3 most common problems because chances are you're going to see one of them. First, brown, crispy tips on the leaves. That means it's too dry. Water more often or add that mulch I mentioned. Second, yellowing leaves. Your ginger is hungry. It's a heavy feeder. Give it a good organic fertilizer once a month during the growing season. Something balanced, like a 5-5-5, works great. Third, soggy, rotting stems. Too much water. Let the soil dry out a bit between waterings and make sure your container is draining properly. Honestly, ginger is pretty forgiving. Just pay attention. Look at your plant every day. That's the real secret to gardening success. Noticing things early. Section 6. Harvesting. All right, this is the moment you've been waiting for. When do you harvest? Here's the truth. You can start sneaking little pieces as early as 4 months after planting. Just carefully dig around the edge of the pot, snap off a young rhizome, and let the rest keep growing. Those young rhizomes are so tender and flavorful. But if you want a big harvest, wait about 8 to 10 months. In the fall, when the leaves start to yellow and die back naturally, that's your signal. It's time. Here's what you do. Stop watering for about a week. Let the soil dry out a bit. Then, tip your container over and gently shake out the soil. You're going to be amazed. That little piece you planted will have turned into a whole tangle of ginger rhizomes. Brush off the soil, cut off what you want to use, and here's the beautiful part. Save some of the best pieces to plant again next spring. You'll never have to buy ginger again. And if you live where it doesn't freeze, you don't even have to harvest at all. Just keep it growing year after year, taking what you need when you need it. Now, here's that last tip I promised you, the one most people ignore. After you harvest, wash your ginger and let it dry for a day. Then store it in a cool, dark place, like a cupboard or a root cellar if you have one. It'll last for months. And here's a bonus. You can slice it thin, dry it in a dehydrator, or even your oven on low heat, and grind it into ginger powder. Homegrown ginger powder tastes like nothing you've ever bought at the store. It's powerful, fresh, and so much better. There you have it, folks. Growing ginger in containers isn't hard. It just takes a little know-how and a little patience. And now you have both. If this helped you today, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this video with a friend who loves gardening, and subscribe to Home Garden Fix. We're here every week with simple solutions that actually work, made especially for gardeners like you. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Now get out there, grab some ginger from the store, and let's get growing. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy gardening, and remember, every garden problem has a simple fix.